Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Treg Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Hang on.
Welcome to Fish Report Live.
Welcome, everyone, to another Fish Report Live. It is Wednesday night, May the 15th. My name is Treg Fissinger. That's Ken Francis. He's back after being off a week. Heavy D was off last week. He's back in the sound room, and TK, he's just here every week. But, Ken, great show tonight. Glad you're back. I know we haven't had much of a chance to talk since you've been back, but I heard you were lost at sea.
I was for a little bit, but some guy came and rescued us, so all was well. But, actually, I was out of town. I appreciate Coach Vogel taking my spot on the show last week. I watched the show, and she didn't let me down at all. I knew she'd do a great job, and so it looked like you guys had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did have a lot of fun. It's always nice to have those guests. You've done it once. I've done it once now, so a lot of fun doing that. I'm sure we'll be doing some more of that in the future. But tonight we got a full show. You and I are going to be talking a lot of baseball. The top 4 seeds were in action tonight in the Covington sectional, and we're going to be having some good interviews tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we will. We're looking forward to that. The top 4 seeds all won. So Russia, Fort Loramie, Lehman, and Riverside all advanced to sectional championship play next Wednesday night. Russia will be taking on Fort Loramie, Lehman against Riverside. So bound to be 2 great games, Craig. And you're right, we've got Russia's senior pitcher Treg Francis on our show tonight. We've got the junior catcher star from Riverside in Dalton Bollinger, as well as from Fort Loramie. We're looking forward to speaking to senior Seth Guillozet.
Yeah, they'll be on here in just a few minutes. And then the second half of the show, we're going to talk a little Miami County sports, and there's a lot going on over in Miami County. We're not smart enough to be able to cover that all, so we got a great guy coming on to do that, don't we?
Yes, we do. Looking forward to speaking to Colin Foster. He writes a lot of great articles for the Piqua Daily Call. He's kind of the sports editor of the Miami County area, and we got questions about Miami County sports. He's definitely the guy to ask.
He actually writes for the Troy Daily News, but I do see his articles in the Piqua Daily Call. I think they're all they all work together.
They're all kind of one and the same, I believe.
All right. Well, before we get to all that, though, Ken, we got to get to that weekly trivia question. Ann tried to stump me last week. I nailed it, so you got to give it a shot tonight.
All right. Well, I got a good one for you. Which Miami County school? All right, we got a lot of listeners out there tonight, so maybe they can help you. I don't know. Which Miami County school won a state championship in girls fast pitch softball? Which Miami County school won state in girls fast pitch softball? Was it A, Covington, B, Newton, C, Tip City, or D, all of the above?
Oh, you had to throw that all the above in there, didn't you?
Yeah, that made it a little tougher, didn't it?
I was going to say, I thought I was going to get this one. That's going to make me think a little bit. Well, I will give that some thought. I'll give you my answer tonight at the end of the show.
All right.
All right. Well, like I said, busy night here, so let's get to it. We're going to talk a little baseball. Like we said, the top 4 seeds were in action tonight, Ken. The first game we're going to talk about was that Russia-Covington game. Both you and I were there, saw that. That was a good one, wasn't it?
Good one, Craig. Great pitching matchup between Russia's Treg Francis and Covington's senior Austin Engel. Both of them were tough to hit off of. Both of them were tough to get base runners going. But fortunately for our Raiders, Craig, we eked down a 2-1 win on a big hit in the bottom of the 8th inning by Russia's senior Trevor Sherman.
Yeah, bases loaded hit, and Treg did a nice job there on the mound, went all 8 innings. He got out of a couple jams there and just did an overall good job, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Treg had a great game, and he throws strikes. He's been a successful pitcher his whole high school career, and it was good to see the Raiders advance.
All right, well, we're looking forward to having him on here in a little bit. Guys, how's it going back there?
I think we're gonna shift gears, Craig. We're gonna try Seth Guillozet.
Okay, well we'll get back to Treg. I know he actually had a very busy night tonight, but that is Russia's next opponent is the Fort Loramie Redskins, Ken, and they picked up a win tonight as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They won 10-0 over Springfield Catholic. Fort Loramie has been a solid program under Coach Bill Sturwald for many years, and it doesn't surprise me once again, Craig, that they're one of the top teams in the Shelby County League and are playing for a sectional title next Wednesday.
Yeah, they don't have the prettiest record this year, Ken, but does that concern you about a Bill Sturwald team?
Absolutely not. They're going to be there. They fundamentally they play great baseball. They're young, but they're led by a great senior pitcher in Seth Guillozet, and they make the plays, and Bill Sturwald, Coach Sturwald, has got a reputation of playing small ball. You know, he gets a run here, he gets a run there, and he's tough to beat.
Yeah, I actually talked to Seth a little bit this morning, getting him ready for the interview tonight, Ken, and I'll tell you what kind of guy he is. I asked him if he could share some of his stats with me, and he said, Craig, you know what? I really don't know what my stats are, so very humble guy. The last I checked, though, he had a 5-1 record, Ken, a 1.32 ERA. He's batting around 324 right now, and I guess this is news, but he's actually Shelby County League's Player of the Year, I believe, this season. So
yes, he is, and you know, we're fortunate to have Seth on the phone right now. Seth, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hey, Seth, listen, congrats on the win tonight over Central Catholic. We heard you guys won. Although Ken and I weren't there, we were at the Russia game. We didn't get a whole lot of details. Can you fill us in a little bit on what happened tonight?
I think in the first 3 innings, we managed to put 3 runs on them, and then we just kept building from there, and we ended up winning 10-0 after 6 innings.
How did you do individually?
I did pretty good. I mean, they didn't score a run, and I was pitching, and I think I was 4-4.
Well,
that's really good.
That's a good game, Seth. Congratulations on that and on the win. This is Ken Francis speaking, Seth. And you know, you're the lone senior on a team. You've got a very young infield. You've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores that play. Have you felt like yourself being a teacher sometimes rather than a player to some of these younger players?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely young this year, very young, but I feel like, I mean, I tried as much as I could, but the younger kids really stepped into their roles well. I think we're starting to take off now.
Well, you know, your pitching staff has really developed also throughout the year. Obviously, you threw tonight. You've got a big league game tomorrow night versus the Anna Rockets. Who do you expect to take the mound for Fort Loramie tomorrow night?
I would assume either Devin Braun or Grant Overton, because me, Devin, and Grant were pretty much our top 3 this year in terms of consistency. So I would think it'd be one of those 2.
All right, Seth. Hey, listen, one more question we want to throw at you. We're going to have your buddy Treg Francis on the line here in just a little bit. You guys have faced each other on the mound several times in the past, and every time you guys get together, it seems like it turns into a classic. You think if Ken and I talk to Coach Sturwald and Coach Gold, we can match you guys up again next Wednesday? Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Sturwald would be all right with it, and I know I would. So.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it, and we want to thank you for taking a few minutes to get on the phone with us here tonight. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, and hey, Seth, congrats on the win tonight, and thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Seth.
All right, that was Fort Loramie senior pitcher Ken Seth Guillozet, and like I said, Loramie is a very young team. With his senior leadership, though, they've done very well, and it's going to be a great game next Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, it will be. And, you know, like I said, Loramie's played a tough schedule. They've had a great run in the league this year. They're sitting at 10-1, I believe, in the league right now, half a game ahead of Russia. So, you know, they're you know, they've made a great run under Coach Sturwald, and you know, Seth has been a big part of that.
All right, guys, who are we working on back there right now?
We're dialing up Treg, see what he knows.
You know, one other thing I want to say about Seth, great young man. You know, we've had him on our show, Craig, I believe, for football, baseball. And I don't know if we got him for basketball or not, but if we didn't, we probably should.
We visited Loramie practice during the basketball season. We ended up talking to Craig Fullenkamp. I know Seth was he was our next choice there, and we said we already got you for football. We'll get you during baseball season. So,
well, you know what, Craig? I think we got Russia pitcher Treg Francis on the phone right now. Treg, thanks for joining us on Fish Report Live.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Treg, listen, congrats on your win over Covington tonight. Both Ken and I were there. We kind of recapped your game a little bit. You know, you guys came into this tournament as the #1 seed, and typically that means an easy first-round game. Covington's not a real easy opponent, are they?
No, they weren't. As you saw tonight, we actually went into extra innings, and we were able to pull it out, but it was a battle till the end.
Treg, this is Ken Francis, and congratulations on pitching another great game tonight. You know, Russia's had a great season this year. Tonight, I believe, was their 20th win. Anytime you get 20 wins in a regular season, that's phenomenal. Can you explain, you know, what has been the biggest reason for the success of this team this season?
I think our team is just bonding really well this season, and we're not
out to beat one another out. We have a team goal, and we all know what it was in the beginning, and just working together to achieve that.
Well, next Wednesday we've got a rematch with the Fort Laramie Redskins, and a good friend of yours, Seth Guillozet, and we actually spoke to him just a few moments ago. And what's it going to take from the Raiders to play well and to get a win next Wednesday night?
It's definitely going to take a total effort by everybody, and we've already played them twice, and hopefully third time's the charm. It'll definitely be a good game.
Hey, Treg, one more question before we let you go. Now, I know you've had a busy day. Not only did you have school and then your game tonight, but I just saw you at an academic banquet after the game, and now I understand you're at play practice, and I guess you snuck out there for a few minutes to do the interview with us. I got to ask you, are you enjoying this busy end to your senior year?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's definitely just awesome. There's definitely a ton to go on, and I got play right now, plays tomorrow, so it's exciting, and it'll be a fun rest of the year.
All right. Well, tonight you were a star on the diamond. Tomorrow night you'll probably be a star on the stage.
We'll see about that.
Hey, thanks for joining us on Fish Report Live. Good luck to you the rest of the season.
Hey, thank you, guys.
All right, that was Russia senior Treg Francis, and Kenny's ending quite a career. You know, he started out the season with coming off a foot injury, and I wasn't real sure how that was going to carry over to the baseball season, but he doesn't appear to have any effects from that foot injury, does he?
None whatsoever, and you're right, he's had a great year. And you talked about the success of Russia, Craig. They're led by 7 seniors, okay? Anytime you got a senior-dominated team, you should have some success, and all those seniors have participated and done a lot to accomplish what this team has done this year.
All right, Ken. Well, we got one more guy to talk to, and this guy is. Every time I look at the stats, he's leading, and if there was a triple crown in high school baseball, I think he would get it.
You know what? I agree with you. Dalton Bollinger, the catcher, star catcher for the Riverside Pirates, Craig. This guy can flat hit. He hits for power. He hits for average. And to top it all off, he's a great catcher. So, Dalton, I'd like to welcome you to Fish Report Live, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, Dalton, congrats on the win tonight over Bethel. This is Craig. We know you won. We didn't hear any details on your game, so can you give us a quick recap on how things went?
Yes, we had them down 7-0 going to the 5th inning. And minor lapse in our defense, and we allowed 5 runs. But Dustin Prophet held us strong on the mound, and Dallas Daniel gave us a strong 5 innings, and we pulled out a W. All
right. I assume you were behind the plate as usual. How did you play tonight?
I had an okay game. I was 1 for 3 with a double. It was a good total team effort tonight, though.
Well, you bumped those league-leading doubles total up, but if you're only 1 for 3, that 581 batting average you're carrying right now had to come down a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That's the tough part of batting 581, I guess. So, hey, listen, like I said, congrats. I'm going to turn it over to Ken here for a couple questions.
Dalton, hi, this is Ken Francis, and you've had another great season offensively and defensively. You're one of the star catchers in all of Ohio, actually. What do you do in the off season for practice that makes you such a good hitter?
All about repetitions. Take as many swings as you can get. I love to do it, and I love the game, and just something I love to do.
You know, Riverside's had a great baseball tradition. You guys have been very strong in the last several years. You actually knocked our Russia Raiders out of tournament last year. Besides yourself, give us a few of the other guys on your team that have had nice seasons for you.
Couple guys. Dallas Daniels can have a great season at third base and on the mound, and he's been hitting the ball. And Dustin Prophet come back strong from Tommy John surgery. And we had a couple freshmen step up. We had 3 freshmen. We got 1 in left field, Connor Totterman, 1 at first base, Dakota Bollinger, who's my brother, and 1 at second base, Lane and Kelsey. And all 3 of them stepped up, and they're playing well. All 3 of them are.
Hey, Dalton, one more question here. This is Craig again. I think this Covington sectional that you guys are in has got to be one of the toughest around. You know, you got Russia and Laramie playing for a sectional championship next Wednesday. You guys in Lehman are playing for the sectional championship next Wednesday as well. What's your thoughts on these 4 teams that are in the sectional finals? And I want to know, do you know any of the guys on these other teams?
Yes. I played in summer ball with Treg Francis for Russia. Layman, I played with their catcher Cole Profit, and I played with A.J. Himmelgarn, one of their pitchers. I know a couple guys, but all strong teams, and they're going to be tough to beat.
Well, that's good stuff, Dalton. And again, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, and wish you and the Pirates the best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right. That was Riverside Junior Dalton Bollinger. Ken, he's actually he was just announced the NWCC Player of the Year for the second year in a row. He was named the Southwest District Player of the Year. Like I said, his stats are just phenomenal this year. And I got to look at that picture there, him standing on the mound with this pitcher. I thought Ethan Wolf from Minster was the biggest catcher around. This guy's he's going to challenge Ethan for big catchers.
You know, I've not had the honor of seeing Dalton play, but hopefully I get a chance to see him play, because that would be good news for our team. So, but yeah, he looks like a big guy, and I know he can flat out hit a baseball.
All right, Ken, well, that's going to do it for a busy first half of baseball talk. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Miami County sports, including that interview with Colin Foster. So stay there. We'll be right back.
Shaking and a smoking 45. There's a light in the sky, 10-step bulls, all with the beat on me. Well, I hope they're ready for a long, long night, 'cause I won't go easily. They'll never take me alive. They won't laugh at me, 'cause I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me. They'll never take me alive. This is the end of me. I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me. My friends all told me what I could not believe, what the whole town already knew. With that little girl I call my own, she just could not be true. So I drove around till I found a truck parked in that boy's drive. Well, I kicked in the door, into my gun, said, hey, have a nice night, but never take me alive. You're all after me, 'cause I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me. You'll never take me alive. This is the end of me, 'cause I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the second half of Fish Report Live. And Ken, you've heard the term in baseball, around the horn.
Yeah, we just went around the horn, didn't we, with some great interviews, 3 local great baseball players, and it was a lot of fun, Craig, just getting their analysis of the games that they just played in, and also what they got coming up next Wednesday. So that was fun, and a good way to cap off some baseball talk.
Yeah, 3 of the really better players in this area, so it was a lot of fun talking to those guys. And, Ken, we've on this show, we've interviewed probably 150 different coaches and athletes here over the last couple of years, and you know what, though? A few of my favorite interviews actually didn't come from coaches and athletes, but actually media guys.
Yeah, they did. We've had Big Dog on the phone. We've had Dave Ross from Ross Media, and also Scott Ward from the Tigers. So I agree. We have a lot of fun, not only with our athletes and our coaches, but also with the media people.
Yeah, we talk mostly Shelby County sports on this show. We talk some MAC sports, and occasionally we dip into the Miami County a little bit. But you and I think, have to admit, we don't know a whole lot about Miami County sports.
No, we don't. So, it's nice to see us have Colin Foster on the phone with us tonight, and appreciate him getting on our show with us. And Colin, are you out there, and can you hear us?
I am. It's good to be on Fish Report.
All right.
Colin is a Russia alumni also, by the way. So he's one of Russia's proud alumni.
04.
All right, Colin. Well, speaking of that, class of 04 from Russia High, and now you're working at the Troy Daily News, associate sports editor. Tell our listeners out there, how did you go from Russia to the Troy paper?
Honestly, I kind of just fell into the job out of college. I always knew I wanted to do something. I following the legendary footsteps of Rob Kaiser.
All right. Well, listen, hey, one of the big reasons we wanted to talk to you tonight was to get the scoop on Miami County. And certainly, Colin, one of the hottest stories over there right now has to be the success of the Covington girls softball team, doesn't it?
To go 24-0 and then go undefeated in anything is just, I mean, it takes a lot of skill, a lot of execution, and a little luck. And I mean, those girls, they've been there before. They got Casey Yanks as pitcher, and she's phenomenal. Not sure where she's going to college. Somewhere pretty good though, I know. And I mean, heck, they made it to state semis last year. I mean, yeah, they've just. And I talked to a lot of these coaches like after games and everything, and the first thing they'll say, especially these teams in like the CCC and these smaller area schools, is just how tough the sectional is and how tough the CCC is. And I mean, to go undefeated through that, it's pretty tough, and I think they'll be ready to make a good tournament run again.
Colin, hi, this is Ken Francis again. And you talk about the CCC and softball, and I know traditionally that's a very good softball conference. And but let's talk a little Miami County baseball right now. The other night you covered a great baseball game between Troy and Piqua. I believe that was tournament action, and I think it went 11 innings or something. Can you give us a little recap on that big rivalry game between Piqua and Troy?
Sure. I know Troy struck early, and then Piqua ended up scoring, 3 in the 6th to tie the game up, and then it went into extras and was pretty much scoreless till about the 11th, and then Troy finally got something together offense, and Kevin McGraw hit a single to win the game in the 11th. It's a pretty exciting game, a long one, about 3 hours long. So
yeah, that had to be a fun one to cover. Let's talk a little track. Craig and I are big track fans as well as all kinds of sports, but we seem to know a little bit about track over here. And one of the good track schools over there is Tip City. They're led by All-American Sam Wharton. He's actually been on our show a couple of times. Do you have any scoop on Sam and the Tip City track team?
I've covered Sam for the last 2 years, and I'll tell you what, honestly, I've been around the sport of cross country and track all my life with my dad being a coach and everything, and he's probably the most talented runner I've ever seen out of this area in my life. I know he wants to end strong this year, win another state title, and win his first, I think, in track. I think he'll be able to get it done, whether that's in the 1600, the 32, whatever it's going to be. I know he wants it bad, and he's also one of those guys that's all about his team success, and we touched on that a little bit the other day. The 4x8 relay, what was it, 7:57 at the time?
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Something ridiculous like that. I mean, that's absolutely phenomenal, like top in the state right now. Mm-hmm. I think they got the horses to get a state title in that event, definitely. Got another guy, Grant Cook, who is he's signed with Notre Dame to run track and cross there. They got another guy, I think Ricky Andrews, pretty good runner also. It'd be exciting to see them get that done, especially having to go from D2 to D1. I think that jump in competition helped them a lot. A lot of those guys were on that state cross country team, which got 7th this year. I mean, just seeing that transition from last year to this year, and not just Wharton, but like some of those other guys, it's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they had actually went to D1 this year in track. Did you know that,
No,
Craig?
I didn't. No,
yeah.
I didn't.
Speaking of track, the Division III regional meet this year used to always be held in Troy. It's actually moving to Piqua this year, which we're not complaining about that. We actually like the move over here in Russia. But could you give us a little lowdown on why it's actually moving to Piqua?
Hey, the Strawberry Festival is Troy's bread and butter.
Yeah,
I think if that's definitely the reason behind it, because the track got pushed back to a week later than it normally is. If Mumford and Sons, if they wanted to do that show during Strawberry Festival weekend, I don't even think the city of Troy would allow that. I mean, Strawberry Festival is their baby,
Yeah, I can understand that. One other question back to Tip City for you real quick. Sam Wharton, I know he's running for Stanford, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned the other guy that they've got's going to run for Notre Dame. So that's pretty impressive resume right there of two of your runners.
Yeah, definitely. And the Grant Koch kid, really, I think it's Koch. I'm not sure if it's Koch or Cook. I always get that confused, but that kind of came out of left field to me. But then when I went back and looked at his cross country times and what he's done in track, pretty sure he got to state last year in the 800. And his cross country time this year, I want to say he was low 16s, which, I mean, that's pretty good. That's going to get you some D1 looks, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, a guy that's so good, and obviously he's good if he's going to Notre Dame, but he kind of gets overshadowed by the guy that won, I believe, a national title in cross, didn't he, Ken?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
so when you're running with,
he won, I believe it was the Nike Foot Locker. I remember his time was like something like 17s, and I had talked to him after that race, and he just talked about the muddy terrain and how bad the course conditions were for that. And he won that one, and I believe the week later he went to the I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but he ended up getting 6. I mean, to do that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, listen, Colin, we got one more question. We'll let you go. Ken and I kind of think of you as the smartest guy in Miami County as far as covering sports. I'm not sure if we're embellishing here a little bit or not, but we appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I got one question, though. If you could move up in the sports media world and have any job you wanted, what would your dream job be?
I tell you what, without a doubt, my dream job would be sitting behind the desk as a co-host of the Fish Report Live.
All right.
Hey, can I make a bold proclamation before I get off the phone here?
Sure.
Okay. I know a lot of people think the class of 04 is pretty cocky in terms of the alumni tournament, and this definitely will help that reputation a little bit. But I'm going to say, you heard it here first, folks. Class 04 is reclaiming their alumni tournament title this year.
I've heard that. I've heard that claim about your class before. So
yeah, I don't know why it is that you guys get a bad rap. I have no idea why, but maybe I understand it a little better now. So listen, Colin, Craig and I appreciate you taking time to get on our show tonight, and thanks for all the great reports you give to the Troy paper and the Pickle paper, and it's a lot of fun reading your articles.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it for having me on.
All right, that was Russia alum and associate sports editor for the Troy Daily News, Colin Foster, and he's a fun guy. We might have to get him on again in the future.
He is. You know what? He'd be a good guy to get here behind the camera, probably, if we need somebody. I've known Colin a long time. I've known his dad for a long time. Great family, great people, and he just loves sports, and that's the kind of guy you like to have and to get to know. So. Colin, you did a great job, and thanks a bunch.
One correction I will make, though, he mentioned that Tip City team. They did have the number one time in the state in the 4x8. Wharton and Cook and those guys at a 7:57. That was actually broke last night by Versailles. Versailles ran a 7:55 at the MAC meet, set a new MAC meet record, and of course, one of the stars of that 4x8.
Oh, I would say a good chance Sam Prakel ran the anchor on that one. So, but great runners in this area, and good luck to all of them as the postseason starts next week.
All right, Ken. Well, before we wrap it up tonight, I do want to go back to the sound room, find out what those guys are doing, make sure they're still awake. Now, there they are. Guys, anything in the wild world of sports you have to report on tonight?
We were talking a little bit of softball there. We do have an update. The Versailles Tigers with the walk-off home run, actually a 3-run home run is what it ended up being, by Kayla McEldowney, won their game tonight, and I think it was over West Liberty Salem.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's
so
right.
That was an exciting end to their game tonight.
She's the gal that hit, she hit like 3 of them there that one game against Minster, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
She's leading her. All right, good stuff. Anything from you, Heavy D?
Yeah, I just want a little observation here. I got Corey Lupke and Craig Stallman over my left shoulder, and it'd be nice to have either Treg or Seth or Dalton one day. Them guys hit it big in the big leagues. Get their picture on the wall back here. And another thing, I just want to tell you guys right now, when Colin Foster replaces one of you guys, you're not coming back to the sound room and bumping us. We got this locked in back here.
All right.
It's in our contract.
Those guys do a great job back there, don't they, Craig?
Yeah, they're awesome. I would never kick them out of that
That's
job.
for darn sure.
All right, Ken. Well, that's almost going to do it for us tonight. Do have that trivia question to get back to. Read it to me again and give me my choices.
All right. Which Miami County school won a state championship in girls fast pitch softball? Was it Covington, Newton, Tip City, or all of the above?
Okay. Well, I know Covington went last year, didn't win it. I do know Newton won one about 3 years ago. I don't have a clue about Tip City. And who was the other one?
All of the above.
All of the above. I'm going to go with Newton.
You don't mess around.
All right.
That's a good one. So Congratulations. Big winners. So.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Hopefully we're back next week. It kind of depends on how tournament plays out and who we've got left to talk to. But until then, hope you have a great rest of the week, and good night.
From Studio F in Russia, Ohio, for Ken Francis, Craig Fissinger, and TK, this is Heavy D, signing off saying good night and good fishing.